Hi folks, hope you're doing well. It's nearly 8 p.m. and it's nearly November. So there you go. You can see the time and the date on the right hand side of the screen. So there you go. You can figure that out for yourself. Well, yes. It's been a tough day today, to a certain degree, I think. Yeah. Last of the puppies went. Yeah. Little Pinto and Flopsie. Pinto went at about 10 o'clock. Flopsie went a bit later. But little Flopsie. I had one of the most beautiful moments ever with little Flopsie. She was very tired. And so, yeah, she was really tired. But normally the pups would have breakfast and then they would sleep for a couple of hours, which of course that couldn't happen because the person was coming to pick up Pinto. So it's not right. Okay, get them out there, make sure they can do their pee and poo before they get picked up. And then the person who was supposed to be coming to get Flopsie said they'd be here any time between 10 o'clock and 11, which meant, okay, I can't put her in there to sleep because this person could just turn up. But then the person had to go down to get food. That was their opportunity to have a think to make sure they were sure of getting the pup. So, yeah, really important thing that they had to do. But again, took ages doing that, really long time, to a point where I got to the point where I just sent him a text saying, you've obviously decided that you're not going to take them because he'd been gone for so long. But then he sent a text back saying, yeah, don't worry, I've just found the shop. Yeah, I'm leaving now anyway. I'm coming back. So, yeah, the problem is you didn't find the shop. You went looking for in all the other shops, seeing if you could find little bits for her, which is great. But just tell me. So I've told you, she's tired, this poor girl. If you give me longer, then I can put her somewhere where she can have a little sleep. Yeah, but as I'm expecting you back at any moment, it's probably, I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to make sure that she's okay. But anyway, so I had her on my bed. So I was sort of kneeled on the floor with just my arms and head on the bed area for her, giving her belly rubs. Really, really gentle belly rubs. Her looking up at me and then her gently falling asleep as I'm rubbing her belly. Oh. I mean, moments like that, when she's gone, you miss that. You miss her because you've had a moment like that. See, most of the time with pups, you don't get those moments. You don't. Generally speaking, when they have food, they go in the kennel or wherever they'll be sleeping, and they sleep. Because after food, they need to sleep. It's important for their growth. And so they can play and have all that play afterwards. But generally speaking, the pups don't come inside anymore, and they don't because the older dogs don't play with them. They get a bit irritable when the pups are around, so therefore it's easier not to have the pups indoors that much, for the pups as well. I don't want them scared of other dogs. So it's easier to keep the older ones and the younger ones away from each other. So of course, yeah. But I mean, this litter, there was something about this litter. I suppose a 9 because it was a bigger number. I had to try and take care of them. So there was Flopsie, Gilly, Stanley, and Lily, and sometimes even some of the bigger ones. Some of the others had their moments where I would bring them in and put them on mum first so they would get a decent feed. Bunty as well, because Bunty wasn't actually that big. A lot of people thought he was because obviously long haired, he looks big. He's not. Same as his sister, Heffy, wasn't that big. Oh, but Heffy, what a kisser. She takes after her granddad, Chewie. She really does. I mean, long-haired, Border Collie like Chewie, and full of kisses. Absolutely wants to shower you with kisses all the time. Wow. So, really beautiful. Some fantastically beautiful moments with these pups. Oh dear. Always miss them to a certain degree. Always miss them to a certain degree. Because, as I've said before, the pups are an extension of my family. My dog's here, my family, and the pups are an extension of that. Yeah. And while they're here, they're not able to take care of themselves. So, I have to feed them. I hold them up in my arms while they're licking up porridge. It's been liquidated for them, and that's an absolute joy and pleasure to be able to do that. And to see the pups being so friendly with people is also a lovely thing, and to hear how well they're doing is fantastic, because it means I've started them off on a good position. I've given them a good chance of a good happy life, which is so important. It's so important to me because, as I say, it's I could easily have got my females done so they couldn't have had pups. I decided not to. And so I'm as responsible as they are for their being pups. And so, I need to make sure that they are in an area where they're going to be taken care of. With this litter, unfortunately, there isn't a video. Well, there's certainly, but there might be. I might be able to put a few clips together with some photographs, possibly. I'm not sure. But I might be able to do something for that. The problem is that when there's that many, like when there was Mollie's pups, because there was only 2, it meant, and because they were bigger, I was taking them out for a walk a lot earlier, and taking them to the park, because we had gorgeous weather at that point. For that sort of 3 weeks, the weather was really good, so they were getting out most days and having a good walk. So I was able to video it, and we had some good bit of video there for those. Whereas these, because there's 9, it's really difficult to get them out. And the weather has been pretty poor, actually. There's been so much rain. I mean, today is a good example. Windy. Just incredibly windy today. So, it's what it is. Yeah. But, I mean, to a certain degree, it's good to have the puppies gone to new homes as well, because that's the thing. They have to go to new homes. And if they go to good homes, then that's fantastic. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go to bad homes, unfortunately. Well, because people con you. They do. They con you. I've been conned a few times by people thinking that they would be good good people to look after pups, and they prove that they're not. That's not good, but that's something which you've got to learn from, and then next time try and be a bit more careful as to who you put forward. Well, it's not on the ad. You get from 9 pups. I would say there was probably about 50 or 60 replies for those pups, and there was 11 people picked. 2 people had to pull out. There was 11 people picked. That was out of 50. So it's not bad. Not bad. I try and, although again, I probably weed out people who would be fantastic owners sometimes, and I apologize to those people for that. It's like there's things I need to do here. The tarp up there was a bit of deframing that was wrong that I needed to adjust that I couldn't really have done properly with the pups here. Because if they're out of the kennel, then I can't do it. If they're in the kennel sleeping, then bringing down the step ladder to do that, which makes noise, is going to wake them up and they're going to start whining to come out, and that's not good. And it's like, I've got to sort out my bedding to put the winter stuff on. To do that, I've got to get the older dogs outside. Give them a play, get them outside, leave them outside for a while, so I can pull the bed out away from the wall. Strip everything off it. Get into the cupboard to get the winter duvet on. Put the new sheets on, pillowcases, everything. Bed back away for a while. It's just easier if I can get them outside to do that. And again, so with pups, it's more difficult to do that. So there's been a few things that I've sort of held over for a while, saying, okay, we'll just wait a bit. Wait until the pups are gone, then I can do that. So, yeah. But to a certain degree, I feel guilty by thinking that, because it's like, certainly, as I say, with this litter, Bunty's nature. Oh, such a softie. Oh, such a complete and utter softie, that boy is. Incredibly loving, incredibly just chilled out, really. As a pup, completely chilled out. Not really stressed, not really bothered, by anything. Such a pleasure to cuddle with her, because at the boys, he was probably the only boy who was happy to have Belly Bob. Because again, he was just so chilled, he didn't worry about it. He wasn't one of the pups who was the climber so much as others. What a lovely baby boy. Beautiful puppies. This litter, absolutely all of them gorgeous. Gilly, oh wow, her nature. Well, as I say, with the little ones, because they were taken to mum initially, like the four, should we say Flopsie, Gilly, Stanley, and Lizzie. That would be the main four, the little ones, the smaller ones. So when I took them out the shower, which is where they were, brought them into the lounge with mum, they, as soon as they realised where they were going, they would be trying to get away from me to get to mum. So I'm trying to bring them in. So calm down. Of course, they've got long nails. When the nails are starting to grow through, scratching the crap out of you. Calm down. I'm taking you to mum. But then I would bring the old ones in afterwards, the big ones. So not old, the big ones in. And they were as relaxed as you could possibly be. Completely and utterly relaxed, bringing them in. Made no fuss whatsoever. So I could easily put two of them on one arm, then another one in the middle, so I could carry four at once. Whereas with the little tiny ones, two at once, because they would fidget so much. They would try and get away from you so much. If you tried more than three, you'd drop one. And so, all right. But then, after they've been fed, take them back in the shower, the little ones. Because sometimes I'd leave the bigger ones in the shower while the little ones got to feed first. Then mum would go in with the big ones and I'd take the little ones back in then after that. But I'd take the little ones in one by one. So they get a little cuddle going back. And they love their cuddles. And so it was those four really predominantly who wanted attention the most. Pinto as well, because Pinto was quite small. Pinto wasn't that big. So he was often coming into mum as well before the bigger ones. So you had Pinto, Stanley, Gilly, Flopsie, and Lily, who were incredibly affectionate and wanted cuddles all the time. And that went all the way through until Yeah, they went to their new homes. They'd be the ones, especially Stanley. Oh, Stanley, every time you go outside, Stanley would just stand up, put his feet against the thing I've got blocking the entrance to the garden bit here, and just look up at you. Yeah, expectant you're going to just pick him up and give him a cuddle. And yeah, fantastic. He wouldn't moan too much. He would just look up at you, knowing that sweet little look would get you to just pick him up. Aye, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. As I say, it is a real honour and joy to be able to be part of their lives in that short time, and it really is only. I'm only really part of their lives for 4 weeks, because the first 2 to 3 weeks, Mum's feeding them. I don't get involved. I mean, I take them to Mum, the little ones. So with them, I've been part of their lives, I suppose. From certainly once it got to about 4 days old, I was taking the smallest ones to Mum first. So with them, and I said normally I don't do that. Normally it might be one pup I do that for, the smallest one, but not normally 4. Because normally, as I say, with Amber's pups, Mollie's pups would normally be tiny, but she never had that many in a litter. I think she had 7 once. And again, it would have been the smallest one I was bringing to Mum first, and then Mum would go in with the rest. And that'd be the case of Amber, because Amber usually had about 6 or 7 in her first couple of litters. But 9, that was quite a lot more than the boobies that she has that are useful. And really there's, I think, 4 that are really useful with regards to milk. And yeah, the bigger ones is just solid booby. There's really not much milk in them at all. For some reason, same with Mollie when Mollie had pups. Same with Lucy when Lucy had pups. Yeah, those boobs right at the end, they get bigger, but they seem to be completely useless at producing milk. So, yeah, they would be needed. So, especially when there's 9 pups. Yeah, those ones at the end will be needed, but they're useless, whether there's 2 pups or 9 pups. So I suppose with this litter, I have been more involved with the majority of them than I am normally. So I suppose that's why it's harder to see them go. Yeah, so yeah, but as I say, little Flopsie today. Partly because she was so tired, she was falling asleep. At one point, I held her in my arm and I was just stroking her, and she fell asleep. And I could feel her; she was moving a bit as she was sleeping, or her head was flopping. And I had to put her down, otherwise she would have just fallen off. She was completely asleep, so tired. The poor little girl. But when you're giving them, gentle little belly rubs or belly loves, as I say, and then and they're looking up at you. There's nothing better than that. That's one of the most beautiful things in life. It really is. That's something that you hope that when you get older, you'll still have those images in your head. You can remember that. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Pinto and Flopsie went today. I've got some work to do before the next litter. And so there's a few things I've got to sort out. One of the water buckets out there had a hole in it for some reason in the bottom. No idea, because I've taken it off. I've looked beneath it. There was no nails there that could have stuck through it. So what on earth? No, the problem is when it's got huge amounts of water in it, and they have, think about 50 or so litres of water. Then the weight on the bottom is a heck of a lot. So it's understandable, I suppose, with that being the case, yeah. It's going to be understandable, yeah, indeed. So I've got to get another one. Again, couldn't have done that while the pups are here. So I will do that probably tomorrow and get all that set up. Because we get enough rain, and because I've got 5 collies here, when they've had a run, they go through water so quickly. And if we have a bit of a period where there's hardly any rain, they can use that 50 litres of water in no time at all. No time at all, especially in the summer. So I've got two of them. I had 2 of them. I need to now replace one of them. So it's I think they're about 60 litres, about 120 litres of water, normally when they're full. So that's cool. Right. I mean, that's enough, certainly in the summer. I mean, you need it. Because in the summer, they go out for a walk a lot, and they drink an awful lot of water. And so, yeah. Yeah. With the old water bucket container, I'm going to try and turn that into a toy for the pups. Like a big tunnel for them to play in. If I can do that, that'd be quite cool. Yeah, that'd be a good thing to do. So, but cutting that sort of thick plastic is going to be tricky. Certainly a standing knife doesn't do the job. No. Needs something a little bit better than that. I do have a jigsaw that I could use. What blade to use, I don't honestly know. So, all right, figure it out. But that's something to do in the next couple of days as well. So the next litter of puppies will have another toy out there to play with. And they can have a lot of fun with that, yeah. All right, well, hopefully. Hopefully they can have a lot of fun with that, yeah. So, yeah. There's been a box in there for the pups for a long time. A little box for them to jump up on. And they seem to like jumping on the box. Every litter you get, they love jumping up on the box. So I need to make another box at some point because that box is knackered. A friend of mine sat on it and broke it. Said that he would replace it, but never did. So, yeah. So it's just life. It's what it is. So there you go. There might be a video tonight on the walk and talk. No idea. No idea at all. Time will tell. So, I mean, with the wind, it's going to die down a bit for that. We just have to see. I mean, subject is the issue. There was a clear subject for this video. Last puppy went, and yeah, it's been a bit more emotional than usual. But as I say, it's because I was a bit more involved with these pups than normally. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I will speak to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and next week. God bless. Bye-bye.